Sí, ya sí se ve muy bien, por cierto. Sí, está bien. Y lo que te arregló este güey se ve con madre ahora, ¿eh? Muy bueno.
All right, guys. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. We're gonna start in a couple minutes. 1 minute, actually. Actually, I always give it 5 minutes for people to join and just making sure that everything's ready. Let us know if music's too loud or anything that's happening. Oh, I have to close something on my end right here. All right. It's YouTube right here open for chat. How's it going, everyone? How was today? Very painful for Bears and Bulls, right? I will say, I will say so myself. There was not a lot of moves. Actually, one of the smallest candles on ES that we had in a while. Um, that's what we like bear markets. We have bigger candles, right? So we're gonna analyze today if we gonna end up getting out of a bear market or whatnot, right? What are we gonna have this upcoming weeks or upcoming days, and get a little bit of watch list for Friday. See if we have any setups. All right. So, without further ado, let's jump into this thing. All right. So, we're gonna start off with the feature charts, like always. Um, yeah, we have very interesting stuff happening right now that I guess everybody's aware of. Like, actually, I think all hands on deck to see if we have a break of this supply area right here, or if we have a rejection, right? It's one of the main focus that we have right now, and one of my main focus myself. If you see right here, I'm trying to keep the stuff a little bit simple. I don't have that many lines. I'll be adding levels as we go. I'm just gonna have you the main things that I'm looking at right now, which is this area right here. We're gonna go down to basics, which is trend lines and supply areas and whatnot, demand areas and whatnot. So right off the bat, right here, what we see is that we are far from calling this reversal right into all-time highs or anything like that. There's still a lot of ways to work. There has some we have some trend line breaks on the daily that indicates that we can go further up. But as of now, like we have still the main the main player right here, which is this one. This is on ES, this is on on a SPY. This is gonna be the main focus right here. So as of now, we're still inside this box. And this is a past box that we had, and we're looking to be inside of it right now. There's a little bit of hesitation going upward, and there's a little bit of psychology right here. Um, a little bit of psychology right here. Just thinking back of what happened on this area right here. We are basically think of this area like there was bulls and building on this area because there was a clear trend line break right here as well, right? We had this trend line break right here happening, and also we had this change of the downtrend into an uptrend right here. So there was some indications that this was gonna bull on, and there was a lot of bull positioning open right here. Now, when we broke down, we don't know if the whole thing got sold off, right? Obviously, there's a lot of people shorting and a lot of longs getting stopped out and whatnot. But there's the psychology behind it can also be that uh, a lot of the times if you're able to hold this long, you're gonna encounter the situation where you are break even right here, a slightly profit break even, whatever your positioning was on this area, and the psychology behind it is like some people will look to get out, right? This is how it becomes an overhead supply zone, right? Some people will look to get out of break even, look for better positioning. That's some selling pressure, but also think of it like what will happen if this gets broken down? If we get out of this range and we start breaking lower, the next psychology that happens is if I didn't sell right here, now that I'm back at break even, I gotta get out this time now. I'm not gonna experience the pain that happened after this breakdown again, you know. So those adding selling pressure right here. I think it's very important that where we're sitting right here on the top of this box area, and also this how is the market uh, position right here. One of the trend lines that I'm looking at of the uptrend is this one right here, which is very steep and very close, right? So we start trading sideways and we start having danger to breaking it to the downside. Then I'll be looking to see if we have continuation down. Note that we are extended from EMAs and EMAs are subjective. I use the 50, which is the blue, and I use the 20, which is the red. But a lot of people will use the different ones, and in any case of form, unless you're using very short-term EMAs, you will be looking to see that this thing is extended from it. You know, it's extended from the EMAs. Your basic EMAs, the ones that are show the short-term and the long-term movements on the SPY. So as of now, we are extended. We have this trend line and we have this overhead supply right here. I like to check out the monthly right here just because we ended up as an inside month on July. And I don't know if you guys play inside candles. We do a lot right here. And what we have right here is basically when you break the high of the inside candle, you basically target the outside of the outside candle, right? So this will be a main target right here, and I'm actually surprised that I didn't add it right now. So I'm just gonna add it real quick, which is 41.8925. I'm just gonna put a outside candle high. Put it right here, like a yellow. Boom. All right. So going back a little bit to a weekly, we are underneath the 50 on the weekly. Not that actually the if you look back in history, the stock market does actually use the 50 on the weekly a lot, right? A lot of the deeper pullbacks are met with buying demand on the weekly 50. If you guys notice, and right here we have to see if it gets used as a resistance, right? If it's gonna be interaction as a resistance and if there's a little bit of confluence right here, you'll notice that there's a little bit of the outside candle high, which will be the target for the monthly candle, which actually should be this one instead. I don't know. I'll check that one out. Um, that will be the target, right? Right here. So that's what we have right now. So main things that we're looking for is that if there's a breach of the 4200 and if there's any rejection of the outside candle high, especially this little candle wick right here. And if we break this trend line, we'll target this lower. I have an inclination to think that the market will not push higher from here, but there's apparently a lot of people are calling for 4200 from here, right? Um, so so from here on, we're just gonna watch the queues a lot. I keep saying this a lot on the VIP room. If you guys are interested in joining, the answer is a lot of times in the queues. The answer is in the queues, right? Because the queues is what 20 something percent of the S&Ps. They lead the market. They lead the market. So we're gonna look at the NQ from here, and we'll see. I'm actually trying to snipe a trade location for this, so to see if this is a short or a long. So this is the NQ right here, guys. What we have right here is a major trend line that we are meeting here right here on the highs. It's very important because the other one on ES, if you notice, we're far from it, but the one on the Qs is right on it. This is the main one. This will change a lot of the perspective of to this downtrend has been done, or if we actually heading upward, right? But remember, like a lot of the trend lines, this will be the main one, but a lot of the trend lines when they break, how far do they take you, right? Like let's say this trend line right here, it broke. How far does it take you, right? To the upside? Not a lot. So even though it breaks, does not it doesn't mean that the market's just gonna hit from here on all-time highs right here, right? Doesn't work like that. It just gives you a little bit of upside, a little bit of confidence on the buy side right here, and then you have to work day by day on a daily basis, right? Just watch this trend line right here. This one right here gets broken out, and you'll see the how far did it take you to. So from here, we can see that. I mean, if you're bull, this is doesn't look like a bad positioning for a short. To be honest, if you believe this is gonna reject, right? If you believe that it's gonna break out, joining the breakout is one option, and then obviously you're gonna meet one of this supply area right here that you have this candle highs as your target, which is around 13,536, 38, and go from there, right? We'll see if it goes any higher and whatnot. Let's look at the monthly candle real quick. We did not have on the Qs an inside candle on the monthly, which is also a very rare occasion to not have to have an inside candle. I'm sorry. We're meeting the monthly 20 EMA right here, which I don't use a lot, but if you notice, it's a little bit of interaction right here and a little bit of interaction in the past. Monthly 20 is somewhat a resistance, but it could be a breakout area as well. So like I said, we also have this steep trend line right here, which if this gets rejected, it will be one of the main targets to go from here to get this down. And if we align some pivos of the upside move that we just had, that will be some of my targets right here, right? Either 50% or so if this gets broken out. But that's the main idea. That's the main idea. Um, Yeah, like I said, this one is also extended from the EMAs. That's also worth noting, right? If you notice the 20 and the 50 are right here, if the market does have this push and end up having a pullback later, I would expect the market to catch up with the EMAs later on, right? So it can bull on. It can be a different. Uh, I would like the market. This is different, right? Wanting to have the market done something and following price action are two different things. And myself, I would like the market to go lower, right? I would like this trend line rejection to go come up down to this, and then possibly break it into this, and then go from there. Maybe get out of some shorts and scale out of short positions and whatnot. All right. But main watch on this trend line right here. Uh, yeah, and there's somebody mentioned we have an inside candle on SPY, so yeah, it's on SPY, maybe not on the futures. I use a lot of the futures charts for reference because there was a little bit of a poke overnight, and just gotta watch out for that. There has been price action at these highs already, you know. And if you notice, like the volume heavily dropped right here as of today. So I don't use volume a lot, but it's something to know, and you can see why, right? It's a very small range. Markets is hesitating to go up because of we know where we are, we know how the overhead resistance is right here, and buyers are attracted to higher prices. All right. Mm, we gotta keep in mind the outside candle high of the monthly. Um, all right. Gotta keep in mind that area because if we do break this high, that will be a main target to take, right? And then go from there. Let's today besides analyzing the Qs and the ES, I wanted to analyze each sector because since we're in a point that the market may break out or reject from area, the best approach is to kind of put on a weight scale, what is bullish and what is bearish at the moment, right? So quickly, we're gonna go some spider sectors, and we're gonna go from there. Like, does this look like it's gonna go up, or does it look like it's gonna go down, right? So Right, we're gonna start with some heavyweight sectors, which is the XLY right here, the consumer discretionary, where you're gonna have your Amazons, Teslas, what else? Target, I believe, is right there. So a lot of the stocks are consumer discretionary are right here. The This one of the most heavyweight sectors is it's an aggressive sector, so you would like to see bullish if you see want to see continuation on a SPY. And as of now, it does look bullish. We have a major trendline break right here. This did get rejected a couple times if you notice, but it has prior day from today has shown that what is this Tuesday session has shown us that it has broken out and confirmed on the daily basis. On a daily basis, it has shown a break. So this this setup right here, I think it aims for continuation. Gotta watch out that we're extended from the EMAs again, and everything's gonna look about the same. This is gonna be extended from the EMAs, and we have this trend line that we could revisit if we go lower, right? We could slide down into this trend line and whatnot. We, Best case scenario for bulls, we would like to see this trend line to not get breached again to the downside, right? Because whatever went on bullish about this breakout can be fully negated, right? If you go back into range right there. So going to the monthly, we this one did not have an inside candle, so no use of the strategy right there. But we're noting this high right here will be target on the XLY. So it does look like it could have continuation to the upside, those helping the S&Ps right there. Next up, we have XLK, which is technology. And when you guys think when you think of the Qs, I'm sorry for the zoom error. Okay, when you think of the Qs, you think of technology, right? But the Qs have like a combination of technology and consumer discretionary and other stocks, right? And one of the things I see right here is that the technology has already broken out, right? You see this trend line, and it just already did it, right? It already did it, and that's why you're gonna see some stocks, semiconductors or Microsoft, Google, stuff like that that you're gonna see on a bullish breakout right here. It already met those targets. There's a little bit of supply area right here, but I would like to say that the did this have a monthly candle, an inside candle? No. But a target could be this make high right here. So does it have room? Like I said, we're checking if there's room and there's potential for more upside into S&P. There is, right? There is on this name. Extended from the EMAs, obviously. Pullback maybe do. Look at how many green candles it's had. Uh, but it could go higher into the next session, into this highs or so, and see if it can get some kind of pullback or something, retest of this trend line and whatnot on the bull side. But this technology has already broken out. It looks different from the Qs. It already did it. That those helping the idea that the Qs are not going to be held back by that trend line, right? So don't get caught up on the short side if you see like this evidence right there. Industrials have a interesting setup. We have this trend line of these highs that have been broken through and very aggressively. The pullback that it had did not even retest this trend line, so it's having like a bull flag right here. This we have this major right here on industrials right here, um, major trend line right here of the highs. Now this one right here does have a steep uptrend right here that is a little bit extended from the EMAs, but I will think that there's gonna be some demand of this steep uptrend. And if you zoom in right here, you actually see a little bit of a bull flag playing on, right? I'm gonna draw it for you, and just so you can see real quick. It's a little bit of lesson of TA right here. We have this lower highs coming in, and then with the next candle has a higher high, and then it does breaking the bull flag right here. Can create this as a channel. It's a downward channel right here that gets broken to the upside. So this is the very first candle of the bull flag happening right here. Now, a lot of the times, I don't use this a lot, but I have it for a potential upside move right here on industrial. So this, what you have as a pole of the bull flag, you can actually extrapolate it and use it as a upside target right here, right? So putting it right here will give you this upside target right here. Those almost meeting the main trend line of the highs right here. So those XLI have possible bullish continuation. Yes, it has an inside candle on the monthly. Going back to the monthly right here, it is an inside candle on the monthly, and though now that we took the monthly high right here, it has a continuation to the prior month high right here, the outside candle high. So check mark right here for more bullish continuation on industrials. So we might add some watch list into tomorrow. If this is gonna be keep bulling on into this high, you're gonna see some very nice lottos into Caterpillar or um, I don't know. I cannot remember other stocks that are on industrials or Triple M or I don't know, Honeywell, all the stuff, right? So next up, communications. So communications, I would like to say that they are already in a balanced area. This is what the balanced area looks like this box right here. What that when you break out of it, you basically should go higher when this happens, right? Should go higher when you break out of a balance area on this and this communications is gonna be your what's it Disney, AT&T, Netflix, stuff like that. When you break out of this, it should go higher. But what happened is that you have what we call a look above and fail. So basically, we just fill the gap right here, and then it fails to continue. And I think it was, I don't know if it was in the back of earnings on somebody or something. I don't know. So it does breaking lower, but it did not reach the end of the balance area, and it's coming out again. So this is bullish, given that it did not reach the bottom of the balance area, but we were having higher lows, so a little bit of a trend line right here, right? A little bit of a trend line action. So it was respecting it. There was a little bit of a break. It's a tricky situation. This chart is tricky. And if you notice, like on the monthly or whatever, on the weekly, right here, you don't. I mean, this thing, it's so close to the COVID lows, right? Does not look like any other charts. Any other charts they have hold up of the 50 or about the 38 too. But but the communications went down below the 618. A lot of the times whenever you go below the 618, you actually have way higher odds of doing a full retracement into the 100%, right? So this is this is tricky. It's going higher, but you could call this that is could be extended, right? Communications could be just going higher. There's room for upside, but look at this interaction with the weekly 20 EMA. We just have a lot of the interaction right here that we could potentially, when we hit it, can mean some more downside from there. So something to watch out for. As for the short term, I do see more upside on communications, but what's gonna happen when you miss this, right? You go back to the daily, and you're gonna see that there's a little bit of some trend line action right here, like a secondary trend line that we could get it at the highs right here. We have an inside candle month that hasn't even broken out. This is the last month high right here. And just because we're in a fresh month, right? We're aiming to see if this breaks this inside month high, and then we can aim for the outside month high right here, which is the top of the supply area. So it's good to watch XLC and stocks that are inside XLC for opportunities, because if we break this, if we start trading above this right here, then we're possibly gonna hit over this. And then if we hit this and the trend line right here, then we have to be careful on the long side to see if it's a major break of the supply area, a major break of the secondary trend line, and then head towards the main trend line right here, because you can see it on the daily. This is a main downtrend. So obviously, like XLC Communications have so much work to do to actually go bullish, right? So much work, so much upside to do. Well, there's opportunity out there, right? It's opportunity out there. Possibly, yeah. I think I think it came down on the Snapchat ER because it was already looking bull, and then a Snapchat came in and it said no, and then it brought it down, right? So possibly that happened, if I remember correctly. But yes, I see some more upside, at least to this inside month high, which is not a lot, not a lot. But if we start trading above this inside month, then we're looking into this outside month, right? So keep it in note. There's some very good movers out there, especially for Lotto Fridays. If Netflix is gonna do it, or if other stocks are gonna do it, we would like to see some continuation, right? Next up, we have XLU. Uh, this is a lightweight sector, and it's mostly considered this is utilities and mostly considered as a defensive sector. And right now it's bullish. You will not like to see this bullish with the rest of the heavyweight sectors because it doesn't give confidence that the money is ready to go into aggressive assets or yeah, just not play defensive, right? But this has been getting picked up. It actually broke the trend line right here, the major downtrend, and it had a candle that retest and bounced off from it. So very very interesting. This one right here on the monthly basis, I'm sorry, on the monthly basis we have an inside candle, and I would like to say that there's a lot of overhead resistance on the monthly right here, if you notice, a lot of the wicks. So we'd like to put something like I guess overhead supplies on off of this right here. So he's probably meeting his last legs if this is gonna reject, right? This is gonna reject. It's probably meeting his last legs, and if this trend line, a steep trend line breaks, then this will have to be about this outside month high to continue higher. And it will help obviously the S&Ps, right? Because it's part of it, even though it's a lightweight sector. Uh, but it does look like it's meeting its last leg. So given that it's supply right here, but I'll keep a track of this and actually gonna put some alerts on this, um, just to make sure that we keep track of this move, right? See if XLU is gonna start going higher, and that wouldn't be so bullish for the S&P, honestly. We'll keep it in track. We'll keep it in track. Uh, so we have next up materials. Materials. We still have a lot of gaps to fill right here on the daily. This is not a bullish chart, to be honest. You have this prior last swing high into the last swing low, and this thing is still battling between any other retracement. So it's still very tricky. This thing is not extended from the EMA, so it will have to hold some kind of this area right here for materials to actually be able to bull on, right? This candle high into this candle lows, you would like to see some kind of a bull flag break off of this. So if materials print a candle, some kind of candles that will start breaking this bull flag right here, then I will think that this market is gonna head upward into at least the bottom of the gap. And if it starts going inside, 50% of the gap is always a target. And then top of the gap, and then the other gap, and then 50% of that gap, and the top of the gap right here. So all of that will be target. But this will have to break some kind of the 50 EMA, bull flag, and bull on into those areas right here. Materials also have some very good movers for Lotto Friday, so keep that in watch. Just imagine that if tomorrow is the day that the market decides, okay, let's take on materials and bull on, let's have a bull flag break. It has a candle like this, you're gonna see a lot of the materials names that which are high beta names, which means that you can get a lot of points in one single day when there's zero DTEs. That's a lot of Friday setup. That's a lot of Friday. You know, that's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for right there. But like I said, the chart today ended positive, but the chart does not look bullish at all. It does have to break this bull flag right here. Real estate sector ended up positive as well, but does not look bullish as well. It's a very lightweight sector. There's we can use this as a little bit of a trend line right here. Um, I think this is of no use too far, and we do have a little bit of a bull flag right here, right? So if this holds, if the EMAs catch up, this holds about this support zone and beats this supply area of the real estate sector, then you can possibly see this bull on, right? So real estate sector, I never trade real estate stocks, so possibly better to move on. But I never trade those stocks. But it's just to keep in mind if does it have room for the upside. It's a hard tell. This is a hard tell to be honest. Uh, just rejecting the top of the supply area and actually going to the bottom of it does not strike me as bullish, right? So and hanging in the lows. So you have to put this as a so-so, right? No bullish, not bearish, or neutral. Neutral on that one. XLF. XLF, we broke out of this trend line. It's been bulling on since then, slowly grinding up. Uh, we this is the only thing that strikes me as not so bullish. That we fill the gap right here, and we are failing to continue higher. We have an inside candle on XLF, as per a lot of stuff probably today. And if it starts breaking outside the will be this high right here, I will think it's belonging to at least the bottom of the supply area, which is basically this, and the top of the supply area if it starts going inside, right? So I think it can go higher. I think it can go higher. We have to keep an eye on this one. If it starts breaking this support right here, then I'll we'll put this on the check mark that the market is not bullish on XLF, and XLF it's a heavyweight sector. It is a heavyweight sector. So next up, XLP. We gonna see if we have some kind of trend lines. No, we have a bunch of we have this trend line break, but didn't go really bull on right after a trend line break like that. So basically, like the downtrend was firm finish right here, but then you have this bunch of a consolidation area that we broke out of. But if you notice, there's a little bit of hesitation going on. This is a bull flag. I would like to add. You see this lower highs coming in. That's not very bullish having lower highs, but once you place this, oops, sorry, did not mean to do that. Sorry. Once you place this higher high right here, breaking the what is called one-time framing, which is a sequence of lower highs, you're gonna what you'll do is like have this bullish breakout. So I don't know if this could play out, but let's say that tomorrow ends up being some candle that beats the first high of the lower highs right here. You're gonna see bullish on XLP names, which will be Walmart, which will be Costco. Costco being a high beta name, and then you can see a lot of potential right there. Now, if this breaks, obviously a bull flag, you'll have some targets right here, which will be this high, and go from there, right? It's a little bit tricky on the levels I have right here. So we have XLP with not so, I will put neutral to bearish at the moment. And now this is healthcare, XLV. So not a lot going on XLV. And I actually think that this might be bearish. This might be bearish. I think this whatever's happening right here is basically about to meet this trend line. So we have to see this hole right here. The EMAs are coming, and the market is just the XLB names. I've been looking at a few myself, and they do not look bullish, right? We just we don't put an example today of what ABVV looks like, and it just does have this massive bear flag break on the downside right here that we could potentially take it even lower on off of that setup on Lotto Friday, and then we have I believe UNH is unable to go to the highs, possibly going into this right here. This if this support doesn't hold. Um, what was it? The other one, LLY, just had earnings and it's just breaking all kinds of support right here. So not so bullish on the XLV sector, and XLV is a big part of the S&P. Not last right now is energy. Now energy, you can see it had the steep uptrend that like the other stocks that we're talking about, they actually broke it a couple of days ago. And this is in the back of oil's losing a lot of their levels as well. Oil, I think oil futures have room to 85, so this could potentially go lower. A lot of the move already happened, but in all honesty, like if you take this swing high to this swing low, you could potentially get at least the 618, right? And if the 618 gets broken, then I mean the 100%. So uh, we are bearish on energy. So just to do a little rundown to see reasons to go up or to go down. We're gonna go with XLY. Consumer discretionary has room for the upside. Technology has room for the upside. Industrials have room for the upside. Communications, very small room to the upside, but if this gets broken out, big room. Utilities, like I said, are a big supply area and rejecting already, so neutral. Materials are neutral to bearish, and so I would like to say we're in a mixed bag. Actually, XLRE is a very lightweight sector, looks bearish at the moment. Financials do need to make this break this highs right here. Neutral to neutral, really, not bearish, neither bullish, neutral. Um, Staples bearish until they break this one of this one-time framing, this highs. Healthcare bearish and energy bearish. So there's a little bit of battle right there, right? So we probably gonna see more upside on the Qs given that XLY, XLK are and XLC have room to the upside, while does the rest don't look as bullish, right? Uh, so we'll see. We'll see. That will conclude the analysis, right, of what will be bullish or bearish into the upcoming days or so to see if we can actually have a some kind of break right here of this supply area or what we will see on the NQs, this trend line right here. Like honestly, if you're a bull and you truly believe that the market will come down, this does not look like a bad entry. But it depends on your time frame, right? Like I was just talking to this with Alfonso. Um, Joining a short right here, thinking that this trend line is gonna reject will give you a lot of points to the upside, but you will have to give it a lot of room, right? You will have to give it some room above this, just in case it does break, and it gets met with some selling resistance off of this candle high right here. You have to have your stop right here, so it's a lot of points that you can be wrong, and then rejection. But if it goes from here, then you'll look back to this day and think of it. Oh shit, I should have shorted that trend line. Right? It was so obvious, right? But you just don't know, right? It depends on the type of trader that you are. And myself, like I sometimes I take those trades and sometimes I don't. And sometimes I take the continuation, right? Like if you, just to put you as an example in the past, right? Like if you shorted the trend line top, you're like, okay, I got no, I was never wrong. I'm holding and to see the fully breakdown, and you never see negative on your position. So all is good and dandy, right? It's all good and dandy. But if you're wrong, sometimes you have to just hold because something else will come up or whatever. And a lot of the times, well, you could instead what you could do instead of being the first one to jump and to test the waters, you can be the one that looks for continuation, right? Okay, we have a first day that it breaks, then I'm join the second day and enjoying the downside, right? So it's an approach, right? You could see wait for this to reject and then go, or wait for this to break out and go, right? So now even the candle looking like it already went above it, you can arguably think of it like the candle can basically end with this. This is the opening, right? With this wick right here and this body of the candle right here, right? Like this, right? So we'll see. Um, but as of now, like what we just discussed, given that XLY, XLK, and XLC does have room for the upside, it is possible that we're gonna break this right here. It is very possible. It is very possible. So let's see. I don't see any divergences of the highs or anything like that. There might be a little bit of the on the hourly. It's just a tricky situation. I've been watching this go from hourly RSI, which was very oversold, which got repaired a little bit. Then you have this incremental high, but not incremental RSI, which was it's understandable because the RSI was very hot right here. But then you're looking at this new one right here, right? New high with a new high, and the strength is just going a little weaker, you know. So weak as it's going higher, as it's going weaker, right? But it doesn't mean thing. Like I'm not going back to my favorite example today, but I was repeating, right? It can be it can be divergent for so long until it eventually breaks, right? Uh, there's no telling whenever the break is gonna happen. We just see the divergence plane, and we just you're long, where you're with like you have this on your side notes. There's always there's this divergence that can just break me to the downside, right? So we got that going on. Um, I hope you guys like that analysis, and if you want to see more of that happening intraday or whatnot, you can join us on the Discord channel. You can join us on the VIP room and everything. I'm gonna do a little bit of a quick rundown on some tickers. If you have suggestions or lot of potential, we would like to see what's out there. And if you don't, I'm just gonna walk through some stuff. So I already see somebody mentioning Netflix. I'm just gonna take a look at Netflix real quick, and we can see that I wouldn't call this as a big bull flag break, even though I see what you mean. This broke, it went higher, but I will say that this was very basically balancing or basically creating this kind of a box or whatever, and right now it's breaking out. So this is probably the first stage of it, and then everybody is savoring this gap fill, right? Mega gap right here on the daily. So first thing first, if you have these candles right here, which we have the opening and the high right here of that red candle. So those are a couple of things that what's it called? That could be target, right? If this starts getting bulled on right here, we could possibly target this candle high. So good potential for a lot of Friday if XLC does break that last month high. That will be a main target into the 245 area. All right, that will be a main. That will be a good target right there. Um, have a suggestion, and guys, I would like for charts and chat to become some kind of area where you guys throw in a ticker, but you also throw me a reason or something that you're looking for. A small text. There's something going on right here or whatever, right? That I would like, and if you add that you have a position on the ticker, even better. So Minari, that's thank you for doing that. That's helps a lot. That what ticker you're looking at, what setup are you looking at, what potential do you see on it, and what type of play you're in, right? So we'll see. I want to check LMD real quick, but we have earnings coming up soon, I believe, until I think next week. It's already running ahead of it. Looks good. I would like to say that there's a little bit of a balancing area right here. I don't know where to really anchor it, but I'm just gonna do levels on the weekly. Whenever something looks like this, looking at the weekly is always important. It's a lot of noise, and the higher time frames you go, the more noise you can get rid of. So right off the bat, I can see this candle highs right here, topping right here, and the weekly 20 already broke out right here. But you would like to see this actually, which is today's high, to be broken out to see continuation. Because if it breaks, you'll look to see some kind of this candle low into this candle high, into this candle area right here, this candle's low right here. So it's a very good area. This would be a good area to take it to. I don't know if LMD has good potential for Lotto. Like I like my Lotos to have a lot of beta for Friday. If you're gonna have some 0 day Ts to have potential to be in the money. So you have to check the pricing at the open, how this will be looking, right? If you want to see the 25s and then have some kind of a target like a 25.78 or so, right? It does look good. It does look good for continuation, a little bit extended. Uh, for the continuation is gonna come if this breaks, right? And then you have to see intraday what kind of break it is. Is it in a 1 minute? Is it in a 5 minutes? In a 10 minute? The higher time frames you go, the more confirmation you get on your trade. So so this is what we have right here. No more suggestions. If anybody wants to throw in another ticker, I'm gonna go through just a quick list right here. Anybody? I'll give you a chance to throw something out there. Or if Alfonso has a ticker or something wants me to look at, that'll be cool to see. Mm. If not, let me go and throw something out there. So I'm gonna throw in UPS to start with. This one, if you notice, and ignore a lot of my lines, guys. These are for me. Focus on what's happening right here. I know there's a ton of lines right here, which is whenever I trade it. I should have had a clean drawing for you guys. But what we have right here is a possible bull flag break, right? So we have to see if it's gonna beat this high right here, because we have this like intraday, this trend line right here of the last few days. But if you notice, like this area of selling or consolidation has been broken out, and this low right, this highs right here are being used as support on UPS, right? And UPS they have been used as support. So where does this take you, right? If this is a name that will that will have one of those bull flag breaks, then I could aim some for target right here. Doesn't mean that it's gonna do it on a day. Let me clarify. Let me clarify that it doesn't mean that's gonna do it in one day, but it does have potential. It does have potential because at least for this target right here, um, it's a good target right there. Yeah, you can see on this. I'm gonna put it purple so you guys can see this highs right here with this lows right here could be a potential candle, right? So if XLP does remember XLP does have and somebody correct me because I think this is an XLP does have a break of the bull flag itself. This will could belong into this area right here. So I like UPS, and guess what? It's also on the strat as a two up, two down with a green month, right? So what you have on the strat right here, like on the daily, I see this bull flag. What you have on the strat right here is that if you trade above this high, you can possibly head into this high, which is a very small area. It's a small target. I know you don't see it as a big move right here, but one thing goes first and the next thing goes triggering, right? So just think about like the candle can go higher into this, then can break this high, thus breaking the bull flag and giving it upside right here into this main target right here, right? So we're gonna keep an eye on for a lot of potential. Oops, let me just clear this. Should have had this ready. I don't know why TOS compact this stuff this much. All right. Just gotta put it right here. UPS Friday Lotto potential. And we just gotta throw in right there UPS, right? Just gonna throw in some UPS right there. All right. Um, Alfonso is throwing out some tickers. Just gonna do a quick rundown, like a lightning session, because we got 5 minutes left. See, an inside candle does have a big trend line right here. You would like to see this inside candle break, but not enough, because you would like to see this trend line break right here. Financials will have to bull on, and you will need to see this trend line break on a daily, because if you break the outside candle, you're gonna be met with this immediately, right? So be very careful with the setup. Let's go. This is lightning round, so it's fast. DHR, same setup. I believe DHR is XLP. I don't know. Somebody, because it does have look like the same setup. So tomorrow may be a I'm not ignoring you, Aikman. I'm not ignoring you. Tomorrow may be a day for XLP, just because of there's so many setups that I'm looking at right here. So inside candle, you're gonna be met with this trend line right here, but if that breaks, you're gonna be looking into this prior high right here, and if it goes even further, you know what I think about, measuring some targets. Your trend line will be looking at something like this, right? I mean, your bull flag, I'm sorry, bull flag break. So some potential right there. Next up, lightning round. Elf, never heard of that name. Elf, oh, hanging man, right at the top, right there. It's not very bullish. Like it's a hammer, but when you have it at the top like that, it's basically like hanging man. So not so great. There's possibly potential for a short, I will say, into this probably this candle high, and fill some extensions of the EMA. Right? Elf Beauty. I don't know what that is. WMS. This is very close to this highs right here, which is possibly all-time highs. So not a lot of upside potential, because once you possibly the next day, once you break top in right here, you can be met with selling pressure. You would like to see it break above this prior high for more continuation. It is heavy on volume, does confirming the breakout, but be very careful, because the move has already been made, right? Can it go higher? Yeah, but a lot of the move has already happened, right? The chip has sell for some of the move already. Can it go higher? Yes. I just gotta watch out for those highs right there. Um, um, BRTX, real quick. Inside candle as well. Does look like a bear flag right here. I'm guessing this is healthcare. And I'm gonna guess, is it healthcare? Somebody confirm it. Because pharmaceutical, yes, it's healthcare. Because I see this setup a lot, and I'm thinking that this could be a potential short. This could be a potential short. Um, this could be a potential short. So on watch, lightning round. CCJ holding this support right here. Um, it's an inside candle. I would like to see the it breaks. This one will be purely an inside candle play, I think. I think this is a purely inside candle break, just because the bull flag did kind of want to break. This is something that you don't want to see on bull flags, right? This broke and made a high right here, and it actually broke this high right here, and you will not like to see it come back down. So that's not very bullish in this name, but given that it's holding this support right here, which is very important, and it's not extended from the EMAs, it could potentially bull on into the prior day's high right here, right? About this, obviously, break of the inside into the outside candle high. Uh, EQT. EQT, I never trade this. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what sector it is. Um, a swing high into last swing low. Tracement base around the 50 MA. I think that this could be potentially a place, 20 MA, I'm sorry. This could be a potential place to pick it up again. Uh, for bull continuation. Dividend coming up. This could potentially go from here. I don't know what the options are, if the options are good on this name. They're only monthlies and they have a nice spread. They're good. So this could be a potential play for long, I believe. Uh, I think it's getting picked up right here, even though it looks like a bearish candle. It's an inside candle and whatnot. The daily 20 is right here. Cannot ignore the daily 20 is right here. And the stocks like to base off of this and then take off. Could potentially be a swing candidate. Could potentially be a swing candidate. Looking at the weekly, this right here, they look bearish. It went higher, so I would like to say that this could pull back on the weekly. This could go from here. Just look at the weekly right here, anchoring the fever from here to here. The 38.2, it could potentially hold at 38.2 and then for another leg up, right? So gotta watch out on that. Could be a swing potential. So I ran out of time. This is my clock. uh, it was a good lightning round. I don't know if Alfonso has anything to say. He has the open mic. Let me know if you want to talk, and then I'll bring the volume up.
Actually, we are in a very in a very important level right now on the S&Ps. Somebody mentioned earlier that we were like this some weeks ago. I was mentioning you that actually was from May 29 till June the 8th, almost 2 weeks there that we were in a similar range that we are having here. We are still on that supply area that we haven't break up. I'm one of the few that or many, I don't know how many are there that I'm looking for a retest in the 42.11 level before we go down. But and the reason because of that was the high of that previous range that we had during those dates. So I believe that we just have to be careful during this consolidation period. Don't get surprised that we might get another consolidation day tomorrow, being Friday, and probably not having. Mainly, you're making if you're making money in the first 1 or 2 hours of the day. So it hasn't been a very tough days to trade. So my suggestion, guys, is again, if you have a small account, avoid the zero DTs. Take next week's, and always more in these days. Start your positions with a starter, and meaning the starter that if you can give it at even to zero, and you will be within your maximum risk amount. So that's all the suggestion that I could give you at the moment. We have some good candidates for tomorrow, so we'll see and see how everything goes. That's
Yes, sir.
all,
All right.
and see you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming. Give thumbs up and likes, and it's the same thing. I'm subscribed, and I'll see you guys around. Thank you, Alfonso. Have a good night.
Good night. Bye bye, guys.
Bye bye,
Adios.
guys. Adios.